236,000.
Are you ready?
Yep, whenever you are.
Ready? Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 236 of Sold with Updike. Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today we have an amazing house for you. It's a really great modern luxury living over on Royal Lane that will knock your socks off. And if you follow Dave Perry Miller, you'll notice that they actually did the cutest little thing with it and called it the Barbie Dream House. So we're going to put a link in there for this one. You're going to get a kick out of that.
And in our second segment today, we're going to talk about getting your house ready for fall. Fall is upon us, 2 months away.
Dude, that is ridiculous. When you told us we were going to do that, I was like, it is 107 degrees outside.
So there's the planning part of it that goes along before you actually do anything. This is the perfect time of year to start doing that.
I'm not digging a hole.
Okay.
There's no
You don't have to do that right now.
No. All right. Well, let's you weigh in and tell us if this is viable. I am beside. I can't do anything at night. I talked to my dermatologist yesterday, and she was like, "I just can't right now." And I said, "I'm the same way. I can't do anything. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna have to go swim in the pool for my cardio because I can't do anything else." So one of the things that we've decided to do is start bringing to you little things that we see online that we think are quite interesting and see what you think. Some have to do with the house and some of them don't. The first one that we want to talk about are text stickers. And I really thought that these text stickers were really amazing. And then Zach, the producer of the show, said that he remembers these from college, which completely burst my bubble. But I think they're really great because they have so many different applications. They're $1 a piece about, but you scan them and you can tell the code once it's scanned what you want it to do. Play a playlist, remind your loved one to make the bed because that's your love language. If you have roommates, this is also a really great way to keep things straight in the kitchen, it looks like. What would you use them for, Jeff?
I have no idea.
Come on.
I don't. I did not take the time to go look at this website. I thought you had shared with me everything I needed to know about it, but I didn't. So
I want you to figure out how to put these NFTs on the dog's collar so when they walk up, something happens. Like does something amazing.
You're talking about RFIDs?
Well,
NFTs or tokens?
NFC.
Okay. Oh, NFC. Near field communication.
There you go.
Okay.
That's right. You got the filter on. And the next one that we're going to talk about, this one is really, really interesting to me. This is called a deluxe smart film. How great is this?
I love this. Love this.
It's interesting because
that is one of the best applications for it right there.
But the other thing too, though, in suburban or urban living, you can put these on doors and sliders that move back and forth, and they still function. And I thought, this would be a great thing because how many times do we have situations where you are living directly across from a building with mirror windows, and if you put it halfway up and clicked it, this would be great.
They use this in Ted Lasso in one of in
what?
The PR girl. I can't remember her name. Anyway, it's one of the last days she is at her office when she's been fired from that team, and somebody walks in and she's like, and all the windows go opaque.
I wonder if that was this film. So this is a great film. I'd love to see some developers use this right now, given the fact that we were just in Oak Cliff for an inspection on a condo that we have under contract. It's amazing how many windows are all shared out there. So this would be really great as well. And then
the last one is the LED display factory. And this is really cool because look at it. It's a clear piece of glass, but look what you can do with it.
I'm going to tell you right now, that is my kind of pet. That thing right there, I would do an entire wall of them and make it look like an aquarium and call it done.
That would be pretty cool.
Why not? Somehow work that NFT little thing into this and it feeds it, or I don't know.
The NFC?
NFC, NFT, blah. There it is. All right. So not only is it hot outside, but we've also got a market watch we want to share with you. And so
we've got a market watch that's hot.
Is it? It's quite interesting, that's for sure.
So this week, coming soons are up 26%. Coming soon is the first status in MLS that a realtor can put a listing into. They don't have to go coming soon. They can go right in as a new active listing, and those are down about 9% week over week in Dallas County. There were 449 new active listings last week. And then option period is the first status of contract that you go into when you're under contract. It's that unrestricted right to terminate time period, and those contracts are down about 16%. You know, we've just been through a really big holiday. Oh, I don't know, month is what I'm going to say. And we see this type of response happen almost every year.
This is seasonal. This is what is to be expected. And then once a contract has moved out of the option period and everything is agreed upon, we move into a pending status. And that's up 9% to 149. And then what's sold in the last 7 days? That's down 3%, 335 units. That's only down 9 when you put it in the grand scheme of things. So it's really about the same as last week. Mortgage rates continue to incrementally move forward. They are at 6.819%, which is a 0.05 gain, and that is for 30 years, and that is per Optimal Prime. One of the great things about Optimal Prime, you go ahead and look on that website, and you can actually take and look at a historic view of all of the rates available, whether it's 30-year fixed, jumbo, FHA. It's all there for you, so you can make the best decision.
And and it's really interesting. Optimal Blue doesn't do mortgages. They just provide the data, but it's really interesting to be able to see, you know, at different credit score points, what people got with their different loan types in the last, I don't know, month or so.
Okay, here we're gonna play Did You Know, Jeff?
Okay, let's go.
So based on the closings over the last, no cheating,
Oh.
over the last 7 days, homes that sold, what percentage did they sell and close for based on their original price, not the final price that they were on the market, but their original? And I want the median, not the average. I know it's a lot. It is
98.81.
You cheated.
How did I know that you were going to ask that?
Because you got it to a point.
What do I got to?
You
just stood here and memorized all of this.
Moving on.
Anyway,
that's right. Anyway, that is a really healthy market.
Call me Rain Man.
That's not exactly what I was going to think of, but okay. We'll go with your word.
Okay.
But that is really great information because it says that right there that it's still a market where houses are moving quite quickly. Also, the median days on the market was 12. So that is some great information. Knowing what to price your house is critical, and I think that you and I really dive into it and really try to think about how to price a house, coming at it as an appraiser, but then take on the nuances like we did on North Haven, mid-century modern, quality construction, availability in the market, and size of lot. Those things were key components that helped us get our client top dollar on that property.
They did.
Good news.
Yep. So moving on, do you want to start talking about the home of the week?
Let's do it. This is 4529 Royal Lane, and this is a stunner. It is a 5-bedroom, 4 full 2 half, 3-car garage. It is just over 6,000 square feet, priced at $5.9 million.
And this is on half an acre of land, and it is in such a great location. They really should be calling this little street Royal Parkway or something like that, because it is not directly on Royal Lane. There is a brick wall and then a shared road from between all of those homes that keeps it back off the road. With that combined with the foam insulation, just make this almost, you don't even know you're on Royal Lane, but you do when you need to be somewhere.
That quality construction out there came in handy, and as Jeff was saying, it's really great not having people actually drive by the front of your house. Now this is a really great area of town to get around in. You see Midway right there all the way to 635, and that can take you to the north side of DFW. Head south on Inwood, and that will get you right into the other airport, Love Field. And then, of course, you've got 75 and the toll road headed down south and headed north. If you want to head to Oklahoma, jump on the toll road. It's right around the corner from you.
And the tollway goes almost to Oklahoma now.
Isn't that amazing? So let's talk about some of the things that we love that are near and dear to our heart in this area. And one of the first ones that came to mind was Brookhaven Country Club. If you're a pickleball lover like myself, you should call and jump into Brookhaven Country Club. This is an amazing place. As you can see here in the video, there is a really great set of courts. 33, I believe, is what they'll have in the end. There is also going to be a national pickleball tournament that is held in August. And this is actually going to be the national one, which is quite amazing. They also have golf, tennis, and I know that there are tennis camps going on right now because when I play at 7 o'clock in the morning, they are lined up for camp.
Well, I bet they'd have to, being that it's 110 degrees in the afternoon now.
It's miserable.
Yeah. They can go to the tennis courts and go right over to the pool.
That is, and you know what I like about the pool there? The pool, there is the adult only, and then there is the under 18, and then there is a third kiddie pool. It's greatness.
The second thing we wanted to point out about this area is there is a huge number of private schools. This is many people referred up and down Midway Road, up and down Inwood as private school corridor.
It is, and these are some of the best schools we have in Dallas, and also across the state of Texas. Hockaday, Ursula, and St. Mark's, these are all known. ESD is right in my backyard, so these are great schools. And really well way to connect your children.
And the last area we wanted to talk about this week is North Haven Trail, which is one of my favorite places to go. This is an 18-mile round-trip trail from Central Expressway all the way over to Monroe Street, which is in the western side of Dallas, butts up right against the commercial district. And it's a paved trail all the way. Almost every intersection is marked very visually, but most of the bigger intersections have traffic lights for the pedestrians and the bicyclists to be able to get across safely.
And you said this is 18 miles round trip?
18 miles round trip from
That
one end to the
seems
other.
excessive. 18? I thought it was 9.
No, it's not half of it's 9.
Half is 9, so there and back is 18.
Yes, we were saying the same thing.
Okay, I was like, huh. The other thing too is it's about to cross over Central.
Yeah,
which is
they're gonna
great.
Drop that. They've got the bridge laying out there on the side of the side of Central Expressway, and they're almost ready to drop that in place.
That is going to be amazing because then it's going to connect all the way into White Rock Lake, and that's going to change things because then from there you can jump on the Santa Fe and be in downtown. What a ride.
It is going to make a very, very long possibility for people that do like to ride that long.
You should set up a ride, Jeff, and do that entire thing.
Yeah, that would actually be fun. I marked it off one time, and so from the center point of North Haven Trail, generally the center point, which is right there at Midway and where North Haven Trail crosses, if you take off from there and you rode all the way to the top of White Rock Lake and you rode all the way back, it's 34 miles.
Ooh. That's a lot.
Yeah, it'll take you a couple hours. Probably take you 3 hours, let's say. But it's a fun ride, and much of it is shaded. I don't know. I'd want to go do it today. But the fall, the mornings to get out there and ride are absolutely spectacular.
Sounds like we may have a little project set up for ride. So let's take a look at this 4529 Royal Lane. This one is spot on. You have never seen anything like this. As you can see here, you've got this wonderful arrival.
And the construction on this is really one of the key components to understand about what people are buying. This is built almost entirely to commercial specifications. Uses a GAF 6 mil roof, 60 mil, reinforced membranes, and that is traditionally what goes into a commercial environment, not residential environment, even those with the TPO roof.
And the interesting thing about this entire house, except for the one bedroom off by the garage, is that it is pier and beam. And there's about 3 feet of clearance under that, which is really astonishing. And that is something that is not typical in a house. This, again, was not a house that was built on spec. This was actually a private residence and was constructed to their exact needs.
And much of the interior construction was done with 2x6 LVL framing studs. And what those are a compressed stud. It's wood fiber that is compressed together under extreme pressure, and it's almost to the durability of steel. And that's how this house can get 15-foot ceilings with those huge long spans there.
Exactly, and this is the family room that is actually tied to the kitchen, and it is amazing. As you can see here, it looks like what we've got around that fireplace would be iron, but that's actually neolith, and we're going to point out a couple of different areas where this neolith product is used and how it's just about indestructible in the home.
Neolith is used in many of the places. You can see it here in the countertops in the kitchen. We'll get a good close-up look from the other end in just a moment. You'll see the countertops. You can see here that the thicker countertop is different than the workspace countertop, and that is what they're both neolith. But that is one of the advantages of using this product is you can get it in almost any size since it's a man-made product, and it is almost completely heat resistant, hygienic, super easy maintenance, just really a great investment in this home.
This is the office that is just there off of that living room. And one of the favorite designs elements of this house is the gallery. And this gallery can be shut down and be private if you didn't want anyone to walk down this. But this also leads you into this master. And this master is an amazing work of art, if I can call it that. The ceiling is trade, and it also has foiled as well. Direct access to the outdoor patio. And again, this neolith has so many different looks. Again, we're seeing that used here as well. This is an amazing transition into this bathroom here, the master bathroom. Cabinets throughout this entire house are mahogany, and that is an amazing little place to have your makeup placed.
And this is one of the three other bedrooms that are on the front of the home, down that gallery hallway that Weston was talking about. And they are all done beautifully. This is the fifth bedroom that is on the opposite side of the home. This part of the home is a slab foundation, and it's got its own air conditioning just in that room that is also plumbed for a full bath if you want.
Now, one of the things that we like to point out in this little ditty we call the backyard and pool is that you have a cabana. The cabana has outdoor seating. It has a fireplace, a kitchen. It also has an outdoor shower. One of the great things about the hot tub is it also doubles as a water element. We like to say it seats you and 26 of your closest friends.
And this home is 65 feet long by 25 feet, and just a really perfect size pool for the home. So 4529 Royal Lane is a 5-bedroom, 4 full bath, 2 half bath, 3-car garage, built in 2015, a little over 6,000 square feet, and it's priced at $5.9 million, which is about $973 a square foot.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put a link to the MLS listing so you can click on that, share it with your friends and family, let us know if you'd like to take a look at it. But we're also going to provide you the link with the full-blown video that shows you all of the elements that as the house can unveil itself to you.
And it's just spectacular.
It is.
So if you have any questions or any other information you'd like to get on the house, reach out to us. We'll be happy to make that happen. And with that, we'll be right back. Did you know there are a lot of ways you can keep up with us? For starters, every Wednesday at noon, we host Sold with Updike Pugh, live from our Facebook and YouTube channels. Our show is dedicated to featuring some of the best homes in the Dallas market and about sharing timely information about market trends. But don't worry if you missed the show, because you can always listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.
Still want more? Follow us on Instagram, where you get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a realtor. It's not always previewing homes for clients or getting them ready to go live in MLS. Lastly, visit our website and you'll be able to create a custom home search tailored specifically to your wants and needs that's timely and accurate. Whether it's square foot, location, or the neighborhood, we have you covered.
If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, we can help with that too. Just visit homeprice.fyi, enter a few pieces of information like your home address, and we'll email you a price. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the second segment, episode 236 of Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today we thought we'd talk about time to plan for fall landscaping, which I cannot believe we are going to talk about that. It is 103 outside.
No, hear me out. So
Seems harsh.
The thing is, preparing fall is the perfect season of the year to do your planting. So whether you're doing, just a small shrub over there, or if you're doing new trees or whatever you're doing, it is the perfect time of year to plant. And so I wanted to bring this up now because really you are best off starting with a landscaping plan that is drawn by a landscaping architect.
Oh, 100% on that.
And that can be your roadmap. It doesn't mean you have to do it all one year, but that's going to take time. It's going to take a couple of meetings with that person face to face. Probably going to take, 2 or 3 weeks to get your landscaping plan, and that's going to eat into this summer. And so if we were to wait until October to start talking about this, then we're really kind of screwed.
And you know, the interesting thing, you do have a good point, because you here in Dallas, you can actually plant and get your yard ready all the way through fall and into winter.
Absolutely.
Because we're not so harsh. So you're right. Yeah. And I think one of the key things is really like sitting down and having a total site analysis, and then from there working that drawing up. And I think that the site analysis can take considerations into side yards, fence lines, even some of those pesky spots that are in alleys that really don't have anything, but you need to tend to them because in this heat, they can become fire hazards.
Yeah, and you want to create a concept. You want to have that roadmap to what that final vision of yours is. And one of the really smart things about doing that is you've got to set a budget. You've got to know what that's going to cost to do, because landscaping, in many cases, if you're having people do everything for you, it's not inexpensive, but it is one of those investments that the return on dollar is amazing.
And without a budget, you are flying blind.
Yeah.
That is the only way I can describe that. The other thing too, I thought that was interesting is to plan hardscape first. Because if you decide that a tree goes here and then suddenly, no, that's where the fire pit goes, that tree is actually going to become a problem. So these are really important structures, and hardscape can be anything from when we use the toga over at Adrian's and created the really great pergola there. They could also be if you were doing a koi pond, but these are elements that are not easily moved once they're set in place.
Right, very much so. And you've got to consider sustainability. You really need to get professional advice in terms of what your plant selections are going to be. The sustainability part of it is not just about the sustainability of the landscaping you put in, but it's about assisting with the sustainability of the rest of your living space. You know, do you shade these outdoor areas with landscaping so that you can extend the life to be able to use those in the year?
And we have clients that actually like sustainable plants, Brian and Jack, and they actually have worked with landscape architects that allowed their yards to bloom full season, both spring, winter, and fall, and a little bit in the summer. But also, they're really big on sustainability of like ecosystems where they have lots of butterfly and lots of bee plants. So it's a really interesting way that you can go with sustainability. It can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people.
And there are a lot of benefits for having a landscape plan, or just putting landscaping in. There's the aesthetic effect that you receive as the homeowner of all of that green or all of that flowering, or the shade of the trees. You know, and as I said, that's not a small investment to do all of that, but the return on it is amazing in improving your property value, especially because when you first put your landscaping in that first year, you know, it's baby. Yeah, it's baby stuff, and it's usually like year 2 or year 3 that you actually see it begin to form and come to life.
The other thing too that I think a lot of people overlook, you can get really DIY'd on certain things, and there are elements within landscaping that do not need to be DIY'd, or they need to involve a permit, because guess what? There is a portion on a seller's disclosure when you go to resell that property that says that all elements that needed to have permits were pulled, and this can be electrical, this can be plumbing,
be sprinkler.
Yeah, so these are times when and sprinklers are something that I don't think Dallas likes for you to mess with. I think they are very, very specific about a permit that is pulled, and it can become a problem for you later on, especially when they decide that you need to go back and retrofit and come up. So
some of the other benefits of installing that landscaping would be temperature regulation, like we talked about, where you've got the shade from trees that's maybe on the western side of your home, it's protecting it there. But you know, one of the things that we have seen a lot of times is homes that back up to commercial entities or homes that back up to busy streets. Landscaping really provides a great sound insulation for you.
I would agree with that. I think that there is, whether it's creating the soft noise that is from the leaves or it actually is catching some of the traffic noise, it's huge. One of the other things, in Royal Lane is a perfect example, the magnolia trees that were actually planted on the entire perimeter are actually providing privacy. And so that's a key element, and privacy provided by vegetation does not happen overnight. We've already talked a little bit about that. That is something that has to be really thought about in the beginning. I think Josh and Joey, we've already talked with them about their new house that they're buying in McClendon Chisholm. One of the key things that they want to do is put some plants in the backyard to create some screening effects. So,
And a lot of times the builder plants are not really nice. I mean, even I can't remember which one of them walked by and they were like, yeah, that's coming out.
And the other thing too, I think that we need to be like mindful of is that when we go into Home Depot, Lowe's, Callaway's, all of these places, the plants are great, the refund policy is amazing, but a lot of times those plants aren't really native to this area and therefore they can't make the entire journey of a season. And therefore you need to work with a professional that says, hey, these Leland cypresses are amazing. They will give you all the border protection you want, but they're going to be 35 feet in diameter. Are you sure that works for you? So really consult a professional, a horticulturalist, not just someone who draws pictures in circles, but an actual horticulturalist will make a difference.
Absolutely. And so one of the last things we want to talk about was one of the big maintenance items that you will want to have to help maintain your landscaping is putting a sprinkler system in.
It is, and you know what the most interesting thing to me is, because I did not realize this, but when you plant young native bushes and trees, the actual sprinkler system that is used to spray, or the head that is used to spray the lawn, is not what is needed on those young trees. That they actually need what's called a bubbler, and that bubbler has to go off a lot more often. And so having the system set up properly to begin with can make such a difference, save money, save time, and really get those plants in and established before it gets too hot.
A couple of other points about the sprinkler system. The efficient watering, many times the city of Dallas has restrictions on the number of days of the week that you can water your residential property. And you want to make sure that if you're restricted to only watering 1 or 2 days a week, that you make the most of that watering that you do and make it as efficient as possible.
And last, I guess, what we want to point out is because of the soil here in Texas is so expensive that not only are you actually watering the plants and caring for them, but you're also watering your foundation, which can have a huge impact on the structural integrity of your house and also make it look nice when it's you're inside.
Absolutely. So I hope that you found this helpful today. If there are any other comments that you have on this topic, or if there's any other topics that you would like for us to talk about, just reach out. We'll be happy to make that happen.
And just remember, we want to be your realtors for life.
When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be your realtors for life.